Hi everyone, welcome to Crypto Trading KS. I'm Ken, let's run the numbers. Bitcoin is currently trading at 46,493, up 1.14%. Ethereum 3240, up 2.69%. If you're new, welcome, and welcome back to our regular community. Link is currently up 7.02%, Aave 8.16%. A lot of nice greenery in the market today. I share my 20 plus years of trading experience to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love. Our community is all about real wealth. Real wealth is much more than just financial wealth. Financial wealth is of course incredibly important, but it's not the answer to everything. Rule 710, I am worthy. You absolutely are. You're on a unique path. That path makes you unique. Walk it whatever it is. It doesn't matter. It's your special path. It has hidden gems inside it. Roy Bennett said something very nice. Your hardest times often lead to the greatest moments of your life. Keep going. The hardest times of your life actually fuel your determination and confidence. With persistence, with courage, you can actually accumulate real wealth. That's the feelings of fulfillment and meaning. It's very hard to have a lot of money but feel unfulfilled and meaningless. That's not much of a life. Our community is all about having real wealth. You can have wealth and meaning. You can have it all. Rule 174, the T-cube method, trend, timing, and trigger. We're looking at timing now. We use the KS method to uncover timing. Our first step is to look at the news headlines as though we were a completely new investor or trader into crypto. Bulls getting stronger as Bitcoin inches its way towards 50,000. Wow, it's inching. That sounds really cool. Crypto analyst unveils massive year-end targets. Oh, they're massive. It's fantastic. Bitcoin holds steady at 46,300. Nice. Bitcoin confidently moves. It's a confident mover. You didn't know Bitcoin was a confident mover, did you? It is indeed. Well, at least this headline says so. Shiba Inu moves higher as Bitcoin tests resistance at 46, 47. Oh, hang on, 16 minutes ago, 51 minutes ago. What is the price of Bitcoin? It's 46,482. Okay, it's midway between 46 and 47. Shiba Inu moves higher as Bitcoin. I didn't know. Is there a relationship between the ALTS and Bitcoin's gravity? I'm not sure. AMC says customers will soon be able to buy movie tickets with Bitcoin. Woohoo! What I always wanted to do. Circle intends to become a full reserve national commercial ... Whatever is under those dots is sure to be very interesting. Bitcoin makes a comeback, 100,000 target in vogue. Wow, let's get into it. What are we waiting for? Let's FOMO in. Global Bitcoin Technology Market 2026, the leading industry. Boring. Bitcoin ATM market growth analysis. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Everybody wants to use a Bitcoin ATM. What we're seeing here is predominantly the headlines are very positive. This is a secret. Don't tell anyone. 22 days ago, everybody was saying, the news was saying, 10,000, 20,000, $0 Bitcoin was coming. What's going on with the news today? It's like 3 weeks and everything has changed. The most important thing to understand with the news, it always reflects current market sentiment. You notice the very specific figures. Bitcoin holds steady, 46,300, 47,000, 46,000. The news has to be current, so it has to keep up. It really makes sense. When you're reading the news, I often suggest that it's really good to listen with one eye closed, one ear closed, and half your brain switched off. Why is that? because most of the news just reflects current sentiment. Let's have a look at investment substitutability. We can see stocks up 32% over the past year, gold down 11% over the past 12 months, Bitcoin up 300% over the last 12 months. These really high percentages are calling people into the market. That's very fair. One of the things is, you know how volatile Bitcoin is. If you don't, it really is incredibly volatile. I would suggest that Bitcoin is one of the hardest markets on the planet to actually trade. That's why a lot of people are better off just holding and waiting for price to go up. But then the key becomes, how do you get out? That's why I always say all investors become traders whenever they buy or sell. You don't want to pay too much when you buy, and you don't want to lose too much when you sell. Understanding support and resistance lines will really help you out. Let's check out crypto total market cap. Total market cap currently is $1.885 trillion. Way to go, crypto. You'll notice that there's a variety of lines. Blue ones, which are structural support now. These blue ones, that will be structural resistance at some stage. You'll see a lot of yellow horizontal lines. They're just support lines because they're below the current price. You have yellow lines, horizontal and slanted, diagonal. They are resistance because they're above the price. If you're interested in drawing those particular lines, you can have a look at episode 93. That's all about drawing structural support and structural resistance. I take you through the steps really slowly. I don't assume any pre-knowledge. I think you'll find that really useful. You don't have to go and buy indicators. A lot of people push indicators. You don't need them. I think the most important thing is, certainly you can get them later if you find them valuable, but the first step should always be, how do you draw those lines yourself? That video will help you out tremendously. Turning to Bitcoin's technical analysis, Bitcoin is currently trading at 46,241, has support below at 45,830, 45,000, 44,602, and 43,853. Resistance above at 47,206, 48,593. You can see Bitcoin is doing quite well. If we zoom out a little bit, you see price is always moving in a wave. Even though Bitcoin has come up, it has all of these waves within its structure. One thing that you might like to consider if you're holding is to buy at various support levels down so that you lower your overall buy price. The more you can lower your overall buy price, the greater the profits are that you will receive when you sell higher. Price moves in a wave. For example, it was going down and then came up and then went down, up, and it's been going up for quite a while. We would expect a retracement at some stage, even if it's just a sharp whip down. If we zoom out a little bit more to the psychological safety and liquidations analysis, we can see on the daily basis there's a support line coming up here quite well. Getting Bitcoin to reduce down to around the $43,000 mark would be completely healthy right now. It could even go further, but the issue is price is always moving in a wave. Many people thought when Bitcoin got to 42,000, it was just going to exponentially shoot up. Instead, it came down to 37,000. There were many opportunities to layer buy in there. If you find that you have support levels below that you're placing buy orders at, you can simply raise them up. If we zoom back to a comparable time in the 2016 halving cycle, where there was a sell-off followed by a rally, we see price retraced. That is a probabilistic outcome. We would expect something like that. Price actually increased 60.55% over that period. That was quite quick. It was very rapid appreciation in price. It came down and then it kept going up. Notice this wick here on the red candle. that actually reset price to literally that high, that previous high. Don't worry about missing out. There's always many, many more opportunities. There's many strategies to buy on the way up. Just analyze the price behavior. Notice how the wicks interact from one candle to the next and where you might place a buy order. Also think about what happens when a wick falls below a previous wick, the low of the wick. What happens then? These are things that you can add to your unique trading and investing style, remembering that all investors become traders anytime they buy or sell. Looking at the Bitcoin futures markets in perpetuals, we see that there's predominantly short in the largest exchange, and then we can see a mixed bag. It's probably about 50-50 at the moment, to long and to short. Looking across to the futures, we can see predominantly long. Let's have a look at the options for Bitcoin. We can see the options expiring at the end of the month, 23,719.4 total open interest, put call ratio 0.63, max pain price 38,000, where the majority of options expire worthless. I had a comment in the community, Ken, why do we look at this? It's just not important. What's really important to understand, the more familiarity you get with all the ins and outs of crypto, the more things you will be able to understand long term. I could hide all this from people, but it won't really benefit you. Just looking at it each day, you will gain some degree of familiarity. It will really pay off in the long term. And you can always go and research, what is total open interest? What is the put call ratio? What is max pain price? I'm not suggesting that you get into options, but I'm definitely suggesting be curious. It's a really, really good thing. The 1984 film Karate Kid had Ralph Macchio playing Daniel and Pat Morita playing Miyagi. Miyagi was the sensei of Daniel, and Daniel wanted to defend himself against the bullies at his school. Miyagi took Daniel under his wing, and basically Daniel said, I need to fight these bullies. They're beating me up every day at school. And Miyagi said, yeah, okay, scrub the deck, paint the fence, balance on a boat. And Daniel's saying, what has this got to do with me defending myself at school? I don't understand. There was a complete rule-based thinking that Mr. Miyagi put in Daniel's head. He did subconscious programming in here. He taught him how to do specific moves over and over and over again. Rules-based thinking is the path to success, absolutely. I come across so many different areas with you because it's almost like this painting and this scrubbing of the floor in a way. It sounds so boring, but I tell you what, you'll be ahead of 99% of other people. I know that for a fact. I just love our community. So many people say, Ken, I think of your voice when I'm going to place a trade. Price moves in waves. Don't FOMO. Buy at support. I think it's fantastic. It's like this kind of thing. It's really wonderful to share the rules that I've accumulated over so many years. Those rules will be saving you a lot of money. They cost me a lot of money to generate and to learn. I'm really happy to pass them across to you. Let's have a look at Ethereum's technicals. Ethereum is currently trading at 3207, has support below at 3087, 2988, 2913 and 2848. Resistance above 3319 and 3515. We can see that Ethereum had very strong price action up. As is the case always, price is always moving in a wave. That's why many people say in their head, Ken, price moves in a wave, okay, don't FOMO, buy at support. This is an exact application of that technique. It's really powerful. What we can see here is Ethereum exhibiting a lot of strength. It's fantastic. there's a very strong channel of support running through here. If price comes down and hits either of these channels, it's completely healthy. Even if it just wicks down for 5 minutes and wicks back up, if you have buy orders waiting down here, and this is not financial advice, this is just if you want to do it, that could be a great way of lowering your average buy price. Since EIP 1559 was introduced for ETH, 26,594 Ethereum have been burned. The reason that I cover off Bitcoin and Ethereum futures and options is because you'll hear a lot about it in the press. And if you know what is happening, if you're building up this knowledge day by day by day, it's really, really powerful for you. That's why I share it. Ethereum futures markets on the perpetual side, we can see shorts and longs. There's a basic fingerprint pretty much like there was for Bitcoin. Let's look at the futures. We can see predominantly short for the expiration at the end of the month of September. Looking at the Ethereum futures for the expiration of options end of the month, and you will see this a lot in news stories, so it really pays to be across it. Total open interest 182,243, put call ratio 0.62, max pain price, where the majority of the options expire worthless 2,500. If I just scroll down a little bit, you can see the distributions of particular contracts for various time frames. It's quite interesting here, isn't it? Not much activity in October. Look at December, a barrage of activity. Let's check it out. Let's go on a hunt. What is it saying? Okay, it's saying 800 is the max pain price, but that's just the maximum pain to option holders. What are we seeing up here? $25,000 Ethereum, $5,000. It's very interesting. It just gives you some different perspective on the market. Always fun to look at these things. Over the past 24 hours, there's been $281.35 million liquidated across 85,677 traders. Over the past 12 hours, about 72% of those liquidations were short. We can see not any multi-billion-dollar liquidations occurring at the moment. So if we zoom into the 15, we can see the majority are short liquidations just at the moment. I realize many people inside our community are just getting into crypto for the first time. Please keep away from leverage, from borrowing, from going short or going long when you don't own the particular thing. When you don't buy at spot, you're under leverage. Buying at spot means you own it. You can hold on to it forever. What you see here, 85,688 traders were wiped out of their position. That's not very nice. I don't want that to happen to you. It's best just when you're learning to buy at spot. Don't go under leverage. But you absolutely must understand what all of this is about. It's just part of the market. That doesn't mean you have to engage in there unless you're consistently profitable, in which case absolutely do whatever you would like. Moving across to psychological safety and liquidations, the fear and greed index is 70 right now. That signifies greed. Greed is signified with prices increasing. We can see the 200-day moving average price is above that right now. There is also quite a strong support, and it's really interesting. The infrastructure bill, many people thought on the balance of probability that would cause a shakeout in the market. We haven't seen anything like that yet, but we always understand price is moving in a wave. It's always going up and then down, up and then down, up and down. It's just the way it is. Price is always moving in a wave. It's never static. One thing that I've included here is the max pain options expiration value. You can see it under here. The reason I've done that is that many people in the press, in the media, when the option expiration date comes close to being due, they will talk about max pain. Now notice that the price of Bitcoin was around $41,500 just before the options expiration that just occurred. The max pain was down at 35,000. That's quite a gap. I've done this to dispel any notions of how max pain actually works. I really like to cut through the creative ways that people talk about different things in the market. This basically means you'll have a knowledge that other people don't have. Let's have a look at Bitcoin's stablecoin supply ratio, SSR oscillator. We can see stablecoins continued to be deployed into Bitcoin. We always create early warning systems within our community. We can see USDT circulating supply here, coming up and then leveling off. It's been leveled off for quite a while, since about May the 29th. We can see USDC circulating supply, that's Circle's currency. It's increasing. BUSD increasing. DAI increasing. These are the major 4 stable coins, each one about half the value of the previous one. Now, why do we look at this? Why is this important? You would have seen many times in the news stable coins being discussed. Inside our community, we don't wait till the fires engulf the house. We look for smoke on the horizon. It's just a really important way of doing things. Why? Because crypto is so incredibly volatile. You need advance warning with crypto. The stock market moves very, very slowly. It's so slow, it's like watching grass grow, but crypto is lightning fast. There's a potential Department of Justice probe into Tether, how it backs its stablecoin. If the Department of Justice probe is launched and people do a flight to safety, well, they basically already are. That's why this particular line is quite horizontal. If they do, there is a possibility that Tether will become depegged. That will mean that it loses its one-to-one relationship. It won't be $1. It will be much less because people would be fleeing it. Nobody's fleeing it at the moment, so there's no need to panic. But we need to look deeper to make sure that that is in fact the case. What we do is we look into the USDT futures market on the perpetuals. We know that USDT is around $62 billion of market cap. We've got shorts of 8 million. That's a rounding error. Open interest of 47 million. That's absolutely nothing. If these shorts start moving into the hundreds of millions, we will be able to detect a problem with Tether. There certainly isn't one at the moment. If we look into the futures, there's $500,000 worth of longs here and 37 million in open interest. It's just irrelevant. There is no problem with Tether or stablecoins currently in the market. Looking at the top 7, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance Coin, Tether, Cardano, XRP, and DOGE. Let's have a look at the 24-hour percent gainers. IOTX, Axie Infinity, AXS, HOT, RVN, HNT, ADA, and Luna. Let's have a look at these 7-day percent gainers. IOTX, RVN, HOT, ICP, AXS, Axie Infinity, and BTT and FTT. Let's go the other way. What are the greatest losses over the past 24 hours? ICP, CHZ, Chili's, EGLD, BSV, VGX, XDC, and AMP. What about greatest losses over the past 7 days? Rune, Leo, and stable coins. Whenever you see stable coins like this should ring a bell for you. Maybe I just say, pay a little bit of attention to this, the fact that the 7-day percentage greatest losses out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5 of them are stable coins. I'll just bring your attention to that. Turning to Binance Derivatives, 24-hour trading volume is 82.6 billion. 24-hour open interest is $9.3 billion. We're looking at these percents. They give us a power of price movement in the crypto market right now. We can see Bitcoin hovering around about 0.5%. We look at Ethereum getting around the 1.5 to 2%. Let's have a look through ADA 19%, Axie Infinity 57.3%. That's a little bit more healthy today than what it was yesterday. TRX 10%. Let's have a look what else is cooking. BTT 15%, RVN 25, KSM 11.2. If you look at this particular information, it can really help you out to identify different things that are moving. HOT 29.7, HNT 23.6. Let's have a look if anything else. ALTS 15.5, and we'll just finish off with the futures. As we do this methodology every single day, you can go back to any timing video and see how things play out in the past. It forms a very, very good trading journal and trading diary for you. Rule 56, don't seek tops or bottoms. Why? Because a top only occurs after it's topped. You only know it's a top after price is coming down. A bottom, you realistically only know it's a bottom when price comes back up. If you always seek tops and bottoms, you're going to be very, very disappointed. Unfortunately, the market is not geared for that. The classic statement, buy low, sell high, is not your friend at all. And a lot of people count their paper profits, or their potential paper profits, or their profits if they only went into a particular trade. Please don't do any of those things. For first thing, it will drive you insane. But the second thing is it's not real. You only lock in a profit or lock in a loss when you sell. Otherwise, it's just variable. It's just moving around all over the place. I gave this little example about R2D2 having 10,001 R2D2 tokens worth $1, and he sold one of those. I'm assuming R2D2 is a he. I'm not sure. Good on you, R2D2. Tell me later. $1 it was basically valued at. And then R2D2 sold one of his tokens to his friend C3PO, who was very happy to pay double the price, $2. Now, something interesting happened here. There was a $2 transaction value that doubled the value of R2D2's tokens. A lot of people say, Ken, how can the market value of crypto go up so much? Why don't we dig into it? I'll give you a real example. For example, a couple of days ago, XRL, we drilled into this. We saw that from $2,838, it caused price to rally 37.3%, up to $85 million. Talk about an R2D2 moment. There was certainly one of those. Looking back at the previous day from 2 days ago, yesterday's volume was 2834. That means 3 days ago. That increased the price 34.49%. This is really scary. I don't see a lot of channels explaining this, but it's really, really important to understand. That's why I suggest that you only realistically look at the top 50, even the top 20 alts. The other ones are, they can leave you holding the bag, literally, with a valueless portfolio. Be really, really careful of long shots. Okay, what happened the following day? There was $3.28 worth of volume, and it just decreased a little bit. And then today, right now, there was $3.29 worth of volume sold. Now the market cap is 88 million. 3 days ago, it was 85 million. A lot of people say, well, 85, 88 minus 85, oh, that's 3 million. There must have been 3 million worth of volume. No, there wasn't even $3,000 worth of volume. How scary is that? Every time I show this price versus value, please keep that particular concept or example in mind. It takes very little money to move a market. Circulating cap is really based off the last price, whatever the last price is. And you can see with that example, you can increase value or price by tens of millions of dollars by very, very low value. Please just be careful. This is one of those traps that gets new investors and new traders in crypto. Let's look at the top 15 on Binance. What we see is ADA is way out in front. Look at ADA's price. Go ADA. It's just shooting away from the pack. And what's this one down below? Oh, it's ICP. What's ICP doing down there? And Bitcoin is that really heavy yellow line there. The other ones coming up, number 2 is MATIC. Third place is XRP, followed by BNB, XLM, Sol, Link, VET, Theta, DOGE, Litecoin, DOT, Ethereum, Uni, Bitcoin, and ICP. It's really interesting to do it this way. It gives you a very, very insightful look into the market. I'm always trying to give you a different perspective than what anybody else will give you. I hope it helps. Let's have a look at Binance Coin. Binance Coin is currently trading at 386.11, resistance above at 394.76 and 405.99. Support below 376.29, 366.66 and 358 even. Binance has done quite well. It's on an upshoot. Our long-term community members know that Bitcoin moves the market and no alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity. Now, what do we mean by that? The directional bias of Bitcoin's movement impacts every single alt. You can see it. It's always happening. When Bitcoin goes down, that causes a downward spike in an alt's particular price movement to varying degrees, to greater and lesser percentages, but it does follow. This is really important to understand. Now, how do you apply this? This is probably the most important practical thing. When you see Bitcoin moving in a certain direction, if Bitcoin is going up, the whole market will follow it. If Bitcoin is coming down, the whole market will follow it. It is just the way it is. Let's have a look at ADA's technicals. Wow, what a spike up for ADA. Go ADA. ADA is currently trading at 176.90, resistance above at 185 and 194. Support below at 165.87, 159.64 and 15600. Now this spike is really interesting. We know Bitcoin is not moving quite like that. Let's have a look at Bitcoin's fingerprint. This is just an overlay of Bitcoin. We can see Bitcoin is definitely coming up. Now, a couple of things could have happened here, but what I see in this chart is some sort of news event. Maybe some particular influencer got on and shared their top tips for the coming bull run that would reach $1 million or something like that, and everybody tended to pile in. You can see this a lot. When particular exchanges list new coins, they will spike up like a rocket and generally spike down like a rocket as well soon after. These spikes can be unmaintainable, but of course, like everything, if you're long term and you're just seeking to buy and hold, it doesn't really matter. But the key is to always do your best to lower your average buy price as much as you can. We have another rule in the community that sharp angles reflect. It doesn't matter if they go down like this and this, or if they go up like this. They tend to reflect. That's just inherent in the nature of the volatility of crypto. Let's have a look at XRP's technicals. XRP is currently trading at 89.43. It's just literally at resistance now. Support below 87.18, 84.42, 82.64. Resistance above 94.38 and 96.90. You can see with XRP, the price is always moving in a wave. It's always going down and then up and then down, up and down, up and down. It's just the nature of how price moves in any market. It just so happens in crypto, it just moves 5 times more quickly with 10 times more volatility. DOGE is currently trading at 26.66.0. It's just very close to a resistance level, just above it. Support is below at 25.735, 24.892 and 24.013. Resistance above 27.989, 29.138. Remember how we were just talking about these sharp angles reversing and reflecting? Do you see this? It's really interesting and a little bit scary. The price can take off like a rocket and then come back like a rocket, go up like a rocket, come back like a rocket. It is the inherent volatility of crypto. It's too much for most people, actually. This volatility, when you make it your friend, is incredibly profitable. Just think about this. If you were here and you saw this volatility, it's all going to the moon, everything is great, and you say, I'm just going to buy it when it comes back. Same here. It goes up and you say, yeah, I'm just going to buy at support lines down and just lower my average buy price. That is a very, very smart thing to do. We're literally at the right stage in the bull market. The expectation of prices going up is clearly evident, and the technicals and the on-chain data from the trend video supports that as well. Let's have a look at Polkadot's technicals. DOT is currently trading at 21.423, pretty much just at support. Resistance above 22.095, 22.661. Support below 20.881. $20 even, and 19.569. I'd like to talk a little bit more about tops and bottoms. A lot of people think that they missed out because they didn't buy at that exact bottom. I'm not talking about DOT in particular, any crypto. That is not a good way to think. That is almost akin to thinking, I put this lotto ticket in and I didn't get the numbers. I should have raised that number by 1 and lowered that number by 10. And you can't ever know. You can't time travel. It's just something that you need to really let go of. You always have the option of getting in and seeing a near-term top, for example. Price is going up here. You just buy in layers. Price is going up, you buy in layers. Price is going up, you buy in layers. Price is going up. You can lift your layers as the price progresses. One really, really powerful tool is to put your layers down below the current price channel. This is the first time I've talked about price channels, but they can be quite powerful. The real idea is that you're trying to catch a spike down. They can be extremely profitable for your dollar cost averaging. For example, there was one here. That's a spike down. That can be really useful. The thing is, you really never miss out. You don't need to wait till things reset. You just keep buying at support, keep accumulating as you go. There will always be red in the market. This is a very unusual price fingerprint that we've seen recently. One of those hasn't occurred in an incredibly long time. A few members in the community asked me if I would cover MATIC. I'm always very happy to look after the community. Okay, here we go. MATIC is currently trading at 128.999. It has support below at 126,610. 126,610. I become tongue-tied. 118,745, 112,672, and a really good level of structural support at 105,585. Resistance above 1,36913 and 1,4857.4. Let's have a look at MATIC. Let's see what it's up to. What's it doing? It's trying to party. You can see some weakness in MATIC under here. That can be really good if you're dollar cost averaging out your buys. You really want to slurp these tails up if you can. It's not always easy to do, especially if you look at price back here on around the 26th of July. Price was going up and up and up. And our community knows that sharp angles tend to reflect. The probability is there. In this case, it did, and it does in many cases. More than it doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't, but more often it does. When we look at this, this was an opportunity to dollar cost average in if MATIC was your thing. And then we can see price was decreasing. Some previous layer buying would actually activate these levels. You can always move up a layer. It really depends on how much money you've got, what the fees are, what your overall strategy is, where you think of exiting, what you want to do. If you just want to hold forever, for example, any red day, blood red day, is the best time to buy because that's when price is going down. If you have a situation like what we've had recently, where price doesn't go down realistically, you can just keep on raising your levels, your layers. It's always good to keep a little bit of cash out on the side, because if price comes down dramatically, you can use that to dollar cost average in. I would like to thank all the community members who were very beautiful and bought me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/cryptotradingks. I very much appreciated it, and it really pepped me up today. I have to admit, I was actually up till 3 a.m. this morning, and I had an early morning meeting, so I had to get up to do that. I didn't get much sleep at all, and I've just been kind of dragging myself around a bit. And when I saw the incredible messages come through, someone bought me a coffee on Twitter, and I received the emails about people buying a coffee, such as Tessa and Stefano and Francis and Beardy and Katana and Dan and so many more. I mean, it's just incredibly beautiful of you to do. I would just like to let everybody know that buying me a coffee is really, really significant to me. I do all these videos free without expectation of any kind of reward. I just really love to share with you. I honor the people that have done that. It's really significant. And I'm going to do some special bonuses to the people that have actually bought me a coffee, and just as a way of me saying thank you for you saying thank you. I know it's like a weird cycle, but I would really love to do that for you. Thank you again so much. It's very, very much appreciated. I hope you found the content useful. Everything I do for you is free. Please be aware of scammers. And thank you very much to our moderators and admins for keeping our community safe. I do these videos to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love. Please say hi and let me know where you're viewing from, and if you have any questions. We're a community-driven channel. I do my best to read every message, and I take it all very seriously. I try to weave in answers to your questions across so many different platforms into the videos every single day to make them as relevant and as practical to you as possible. If you would like daily updates 7 days a week on price movements in the crypto market, please subscribe to YouTube, and you can follow me on Twitter as well. Crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and the worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there. Take care, and see you next time. Bye for now.